Welcome to this week's episode of Football Chaos. It is week 13, but before we do, let's go back and look at week 12. In week 12, I went 6-8. Not a good week for me. Can't be perfect all the time. Does bring my overall to 105-71. Out of the 8 games that I got wrong, 5 of them were within 4 points. Those games include the Lion-Buccaneer game. That was an upset I didn't see coming. The Packer-Viking game was tied. Chief-Charger game, that was a close game within 3. I picked the Chiefs. Their defense is kind of hurt, banged up right now. Then the Bronco-Patriot game, that was a big overtime game. I picked the Broncos, thought I had it right with that 24 halftime lead. That didn't happen. Then the Raider-Titan game, quarterback issues on both sides. I thought it was going to be a Raiders game. They can run the ball a little better, but Titans pulled it off and won by 4 there. Other games, the Rams beat the Bears. That was kind of a surprise to me. And then the Cardinals taking it to the Colts. The Cardinals winning doesn't surprise me, but how much they won by surprises me quite a bit, actually. Then the Texans-Jacksonville Jaguar game. I'm done with the Texans. I don't see them winning much anymore. They're hitting the bottom of the barrel. Jacksonville is actually moving up. They're figuring things out, scoring more points. Good for them. Maurice Jones-Drew's starting to run better. So, I'll show you how I'm going to take care of that later on in my picks. Before we do that, let's go and look at my 3 wows of the week. First wow, no Sean Moreno. 224 yards and a touchdown. Wow. Next, Phillip Rivers, same thing, 329 yards and 3 touchdowns. Big wow. But my biggest wow of the week, we got the Packers and the Vikings tied. That's right, they tied. Really? Wow. Alright. I don't think that a football game should end in a tie, personally. I really like the college rule. I know some people don't think it's too much football to play, but it's exciting. You get a winner, and there's no chance of a tie whatsoever. I really do like that college rule, and I wish the NFL would adopt it, even if they have to push it back 10 more yards. But anyways, let's go to week 13 and break down my picks of the week. We'll start with my 3 picks for the Thursday Thanksgiving feast games. We got the Lions versus the Packers, tough game. Matt Flynn always seems to get the Packers into a good roll. He's got that system figured out, even though he's been gone for a couple years. But I got the Lions winning this game because it's Thanksgiving. The Lions would like to show up on Thanksgiving. It means a lot to them. They usually play pretty well. Cowboys versus the Raiders. I'm going home team again. Cowboys got this game. They got an explosive offense, and the Raiders, well, they're the Raiders. Then the Steelers-Ravens, I'm actually taking the road team. The Steelers are looking hot. They're starting to figure things out. The Ravens still look mediocre at best, so I am going Steelers to win that game. That brings me to Sunday. First game, Colts versus the Titans. I just don't think the Colts can do that bad again. The Titans don't have that good of a defense as the Cardinals did, so I have the Colts winning that game. Jacksonville game versus the Browns. I'm actually picking Jacksonville. Maurice Jones-Drew is running well. They're scoring more points, and the Browns are hurt again. Another quarterback down due to concussion. Bringing Whedon back in to be quarterback. They don't want him there, but they can't get rid of him. At least he stays healthy. Next, we have the Panthers versus the Buccaneers. I got the Panthers winning this game, even though the Buccaneers are looking hot, looking better, just like Jacksonville is. I just can't see them beating the Panthers. The Panthers are a dangerous team right now. Next, the Bears versus the Vikings. It's going to be a fun game, tough game. I don't think either team has a really good defense. AP should be able to run all over them, and I actually think McCown should be able to pass all over the Vikings. So it'll be a fun game to watch. Next, we have the Patriots versus the Texans. Patriots pulled off an amazing comeback last week. Texans pulled off losing another one. I don't see the Texans winning this game at all. Patriots, no question. Cardinals versus the Eagles. I'm going with that defense. That Cardinal defense looks sick. The Eagles, they're figuring things out under Chip Kelly. I'll give them credit there, but I just don't think they will be able to beat the Cardinals in that defense. Our next game, we have the Jets versus the Dolphins. I got the Jets for this one. I'm not confident with either side here. The Dolphins have a really beat-up offensive line due to scandals and injuries. The Jets, their quarterback is starting to slump. Hopefully Geno Smith figures some things out because I'm picking the Jets. Bills versus the Falcons. This is another tough game for me. The Falcons have tools, they have weapons, they just can't put stuff together. However, them holding the Saints to under 20 points is pretty impressive. I am going to go with the Bills, however, in this game. Next, we have the 49ers versus the Rams. Rams pulled out an upset last week. I don't think it's going to happen this week, however. I do have the 49ers beating the Rams. All they have to do is stop Zach Stacy or Tavon Austin when they hand him the ball. Next, we have the Chargers versus the Bengals. This is a tough game. Both teams, in my mind, are actually really similar. They both can put up a lot of points and are very up and down. I do have the Chargers winning this game, however. Next, we have the Broncos-Chiefs. It's a rematch from 2 weeks ago. The Chiefs are hurting on defense. They got some key injuries. I just don't think they're going to be able to stop Peyton Manning anymore or put up the points that Peyton Manning can. I have the Broncos, even with it being at Arrowhead. Next, we have the Sunday night game, the Giants versus the Redskins. The Redskins season is pretty much done. There's so much drama in Washington right now. You hear too much about them. We got RG3's dad complaining all the time. I got the Giants winning this one. That team is up. Redskins are headed down. Big game, Monday night game, we have the Seahawks versus the Saints. If this was in New Orleans, it would be a different story, but it's in Seattle. I have the Seattle Seahawks winning this game. Home field has a big thing to do with this for 2 reasons. Well, you're in Seattle, 12th man. It's really tough to beat Seattle there. And it's the same thing with the Saints. If it was in the Dome, the Saints look sick when they're at home. Not so much when they're on the road, however, so I am taking Seattle. Those are my picks. Hopefully everyone has a good Thanksgiving. Enjoy your turkey, your football, and your pumpkin pie. And I will see you guys next week.